Garden State Woman is an exciting, trusted media and events company that supports and encourages you to make a difference in your personal and professional life, family, and community.
We started Garden State Woman magazine. It was also almost a midlife idea because my son was 15 and he was getting ready to go be his own self, and I was looking for something that I could get excited about and passionate about. And I'd just gone through 15 years of being part of living in Morris County and watching the lifestyles of corporate women who had raising families, maintaining a house, holding down major corporate jobs. And what occurred to me was that the one thing they didn't have was time, and that they wanted to be as good as they could be, but they needed good information.
Every issue of Garden State Woman magazine profiles leading women in New Jersey, sharing their experiences and advice with our readers. We put you directly in touch with the information, professional connections, and resources that can help you thrive in all aspects of your life. Garden State Woman celebrated their 10th anniversary in December 2008. Over the years, we have featured over 40 outstanding New Jersey women in various industries on our magazine covers. Garden State Woman has been the recipient of many awards.
When I think about Judy and the Garden State Woman magazine, I just think about the focus you have had on the power of women. You've educated all of us through your conferences on health, on finance, on law, on business, on real estate, and so many other issues. And for that, I cannot thank you enough.
The Garden State Woman Education Foundation launched in 2007 as a primary vehicle to empower New Jersey women. The scholarship fund provides financial assistance to carefully selected, motivated, talented, and in-need females graduating from New Jersey's inner-city public high schools. We believe that mentoring these young women is a crucial element to the mission of the foundation.
I was so impressed by the 10 women that we met last year in Patterson. In fact, it was terribly emotional for me and even overwhelming because each one of them came with their own story, their own background, different races, religions, ethnic backgrounds, but all wanting so hard to make more of their education and make more of their lives, and it just touched your heart to meet each and every one of them.
You can support our hands-on efforts to positively change the lives of our scholars who are committed to growing beyond difficult inner-city circumstances. We believe education and exposure to successful women and positive new experiences will be one of the keys to helping these young women succeed in the future. Garden State Woman partners with organizations who support women. Paul Sullivan, the managing director of the Merrill Lynch flagship office in Manhattan, explains the importance of diversity in the workplace.
As a branch manager at Merrill Lynch, it's important for me to support the women financial advisors with whom I work with on a daily basis. And I looked at it from two perspectives, an internal perspective and an external perspective. From an external perspective, I partnered with you, Jack, and Judy in Garden State Woman magazine, and we've had a wonderful partnership over the last 5 or 6 years. Our financial advisors have been prominently featured in Garden State Woman magazine. They've been true beneficiaries of the good work that you do.
We are always interested in hearing the stories of how people first discover our publication.
The way I first heard about Garden State magazine is I actually saw it in one of the supermarkets. I had seen it in King's and I picked it up and I became fascinated with it. I thought, what an interesting magazine. And I love the articles. I love the way it's about women.
I saw Garden State magazine first in King's Supermarket, probably like everyone else has. And I actually saw a woman on the cover that I knew. It was Diane LaSouche. She was a financial planner. And I called her and I said, how did you get on the cover of Garden State Woman magazine? And what is this magazine? It's so fabulous. And she told me about Judy and a little bit about the magazine. And Next I know, I'm at my office trying to figure out how I can get on the cover of Garden State Woman magazine.
Being on the cover was such a privilege, it really was. And afterwards, within my practice, because I am a dentist, it was like an explosion. And practicing in Livingston and having a King's like maybe 2 blocks away, patients were running in saying, "Oh my gosh, it's my dentist," and it was thrilling. And people reading it just get to know a little bit more about the personal side of you as well.
My secretary says that our lives have never been the same since that day. She thinks that that magazine is the secret to my success, and I have to agree with her, because after that magazine came out, we started getting phone calls that kept her busy all day long. And what I think, and I'm sure she would agree because she sees the kinds of people that now come to see me, they're people that trust me, that respect me, because they trust and respect Garden State Woman magazine. It's like instant credibility.
Garden State Woman knows it is so important for women to take control of their financial lives.
As an estate planning attorney, and I do a lot of tax planning also, you know, it always, to me, the critical thing for women to know is to be involved in the process. So many times a couple will come to me and the wife will just either not show up with the husband or will come and kind of be like, "Oh, well, whatever he says is okay." And you know, to my mind, I hate to see women erasing themselves out of the process, because A, the likelihood is that you're going to outlive your husband, and B, there's so many times people get divorced. What is it, 50–60% of marriages, you know, end up being dissolved. And if you don't know what your finances are, if you don't know what your estate planning is, if you don't know where the money is, you know, you could have a real problem.
The Garden State Woman of the Year event annually recognizes truly remarkable New Jersey women who get it. The Gets It Award is given to those who serve as inspirational role models for other women striving to improve their life and the lives of others.
My experience from being on the cover of the Garden State Woman magazine as Woman of the Year and as the Gets It Award winner was just tremendous. And you know, from a personal perspective, my family was thrilled. But from a professional perspective, my managing partner sent it to all of our clients. And I just had a tremendous response, not only because, you know, it was an honor to be on the cover, but just the story itself about what I've tried to do for women in the community and women in our firm, and advocate for them, and really try and move our women's initiatives forward. That sort of recognition was really nice.
Garden State Woman has partnered with many women's organizations. As a result, we have developed long-term relationships with women like Myra Terry, a feminine activist in the state.
I've been involved in the feminist movement for over 35 years. Second wave was when I got the bug, and it never left me. Issues have been so important to me, and quite frankly, the best thing that's happened for women is that women have gotten into the workplace and become somewhat economically independent. That's the best thing that's happened for women. But very little else has happened.
What I see in the future for Garden State Woman magazine is, somebody said, we all have to hunker down and survive. And that's certainly the intent of all successful companies. We're going to do whatever it takes to get through this next year and be alive and well.